Tonight, I just wanna take you.
So, sir, what is the significance of the Mayo College Girls School Conference 2021?
Well, 2021 is a special year because last year we could not hold the conference. It's also special because both the batches, class 7 and 8, have not attended a round square. Otherwise, normally one batch organizes, the next year they become delegates. So there is continuity. So that is the second reason. Third reason, which is very important, that this is our first live physical event after 1.5 years. So for the school and for all of us, it's a very special occasion, and I'm happy to know that the boys are taking a lot of interest in making this conference a success.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime, showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Downtown, oh, they don't know. Downtown, I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up, I'm wearing Cuban links, yeah. Designer mix, yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit! I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up! So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up! Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up! Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out! Second verse for the hustlers, gangsters, bad bitches and your ugly ass friends. I cannot preach, I cannot preach. I gotta show them how a pimp get it in. First, take your sip, do your dip, spend your money like money ain't shit. Ooh, ooh, we too fresh. Got to blame it on Jesus. Hashtag blessed. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up.
So, sir, this is your first experience of being the conference secretary for MMRSC. How do you feel?
Feeling very excited because for me earlier round square was a fancy stuff, but now I am involved into it, so I can make out how much hard work is involved into it. But we are very fortunate that we have this team of multitaskers, and that's how we have been groomed in Mayo. And I am very happy, that's what our theme also, which is around the collaboration. So when we collaborate to do such kind of event, we not only adding our efforts, we actually multiply them. And I know when we multiply, even the negatives also become positive. And that's the happy thing to be in Mayo and to be part of such a grand event. And also, I recalled that important part, that round square, my initials also match with it. Let RS roll for it. Thank you.
Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Downtown, oh, they don't know. Downtown, I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up, I'm wearing Cuban links, yeah. Designer mix, yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit! I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out! this. Hashtag blessed. They ain't ready for me.
So ma'am, what is going to be different in this MMRSC which we didn't see in the last two times?
We hosted our first MMRSC in 2018 and then in 2019. This year, being the COVID year, we've not planned any activity outside the campus. We are having very interesting activities for the students within the campus itself. And this year we have a rock show. So children are going to see collaboration between different musicians in the band in a live rock show. That's going to make it very interesting and very different for the students this year. So class 7, as they are the organizers, and class 8 as they are the delegates, they will have a wonderful experience seeing the various activities in the MMRSC 2021, and especially I'm sure they would really enjoy the rock show. Thank you.
Now watch me break it down like 24 karat. What's that sound? Come on now. 24 karat, 24 karat magic. Don't fight the feeling, invite the feeling. Just put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do. 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so clear. Look out.
Well, this was amazing. What dedication and seriousness. Really inspiring.
Yes, Yuvraj, and the most important part of this conference has been the wonderful and motivating keynote speeches and the awesome performances. Let me first talk about Ms. Dhanashree Pandit, one of the eminent Indian classical vocalists in India today. Her specialty being the thumri or semi-classical genre of music. She holds a master's degree in music from the Bombay University. She's also been collaborating with eminent jazz musicians across the globe on pearl music projects and music albums. Her address this morning on the theme, "It's not just sa-sa, ah-ah," left both our talented as well as aspiring singers and musicians electrified.
Another great personality who has been an important part of this conference is Mr. Rahul Khanna, who has been working in a Smita Theatre group for the last 15 years under the guidance both on theatre director Shri Arvind Gaur. He has recently finished his first venture called 83, directed by famous Bollywood director Mr. Kabir Khan. He is also working in Bollywood films named Bhuj, Atrangi and Raksha Bandhan. In the journey of the last 10 years, he has trained more than 10,000 children and worked with some of the most prestigious schools, colleges and other educational institutions all over India. He and his group had conducted a theatre workshop at Mayo College in 2019 and an online theatre workshop in 2020. Yesterday, he weaved his magic again at the creative workshop for Mayoites. The students have indeed learned a lot.
Another illustrious keynote speaker at the conference was Colonel Praveen Griwal, an alumnus of the prestigious National Defence Academy. He is a national level swimmer, a sports skydiver, a trained paragliding pilot, an instructor, and a national record holder in high altitude whitewater rafting. He was the team captain of Indian service team at World Military Games 2007. During infantry achievement attachment with 23 Rajput, he was awarded General Officer Commanding in Chief, Northern Command's Commendation. In his keynote address, he inspired and thrilled us with his talk on importance of collaboration and teamwork and opportunities that lie in uncertainty. I am because we are. This is a concept which is called Ubuntu, and this profound thought of togetherness is now being expressed melodiously by students of class 7. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a melody by class 7.
I am here because of you.
I would now like to talk about Mr. Milind Chitnavis and his rock band performance. He is popularly known as Milind, founding member of the indie band Music Unlimited, did his initial schooling at Nagpur before joining Mayo College Ajmer, from where he passed out in the ISC art stream. After his Mumbai, he changed his career trajectory by entering the world of music. He has studied professional guitar, piano, and Hindustani classical vocal. He has composed Indian, Western, and fusion music for 2 decades. The rock band's performance yesterday left the entire crowd dancing.
Not only dancing, Yuvraj, but there were a lot of Ye Dil Mange Mo moments. And now, I would like to introduce Mr. Satyajit Padhya. He was fascinated with the art of ventriloquism from childhood. He has had the benefit of being trained from early on in all the finer nuances of this art. He was the finalist at India's Got Talent and has performed with superstars like Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan. He has represented India at various ventriloquism and puppetry festivals in countries like China, Russia and USA. He left the audience at Mayo College enthralled with his magical performance.
Another favorite of the students has been the celebrity storyteller, Miss Deepa Kiran. Would you like to tell our audience about her?
Sure. Founder, Story Arts Foundation. Deepa Kiran regales the world with a unique style of musical storytelling inspired by Indian old traditions. She is an award-winning educationalist who has trained over 25,000 teachers and over 1 lakh children in India and around the world. Her specialization is storytelling as a pedagogical tool, and everyone was enchanted and enthralled by the magic she weaved with a unique storytelling at the amphitheatre. I would also like to speak about another celebrity speaker who infused the middle mess with aroma of her baking skills with our boys getting hands-on experience by dabbling in frosting. Well, this lady is the passionpreneur, Miss Neetu Rathore, a baker and nutrition par excellence. She is completely dedicated towards creating everlasting bonds with home-baked happiness in order to make all occasions special and memorable. She specializes in customizing a large variety of cakes and nutritious bites as per individual need. She's also spearheading a campaign to promote home-baked products. Mrs. Neetu Rathod has a master's in food and nutrition and an internship from Apollo Hospital, New Delhi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now would like to showcase one of the most important events in a Round Square conference, and of course a place of pride in our very own Mayo Middle's Round Square conference. We present to you a video of the Mall Plaza session.
related with teamwork and all. But how was it used in the pandemic? We had to think for all of us and not just for one. We had to, if somebody bought all of the supplies, then others won't be able to get it. Then, can you state some other examples? Yes?
Yeah, so like, I think you all must have heard of a person called Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So imagine if there's no leader in combat, who will be there to like tell them what to do next, what will be the next move, because a single wrong move could cost them their life.
I know for sure we dwell and we become. If you care enough for the living, you may make Earth a better place for us. Let's rejoice the spirit of togetherness in the mesmerizing dance fusion of various dance forms of the world on a single dance beat. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Team 8A.
Take
Awesome. I can see that the audience has fully enjoyed this performance. Team 8B has put a thought-provoking skit on how two friends return to their native village and help their friends and celebrate their happiness. Let us welcome Team 8B.
Are you Dayashankar?
Yes, you are Harrier.
Yes, Dayashankar. I'm Harrier.
Harrier, what are you doing here?
I live in this city with my father.
Okay. What do you do here, Harrier?
I run a general store, and by the grace of God, everything is going well.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Now you tell me, what are you doing over here?
I am a civil servant, and I just got transferred to the city 2 months back.
That's great. Now we can meet at any time we want.
Of course, my friend, of course. By the way, do you visit our native village?
Yes, I do visit our native village, but not very frequently.
How is everyone in our village? All our old friends, Jaggi, Girra, Bharose. I am eager to meet them all.
Festival of Diwali is just approaching, so let's visit the village.
That would be great. Girra, oh Girra, look who has come.
Who has come?
Dayashankar.
What? Dayashankar?
Yes, Dayashankar has come to celebrate the festival of Diwali together.
That's great. Let's tell Jaggi about it. Come. Jaggi, oh Jaggi, Jaggi, look who has come.
Oh Girra, why are you making so much noise? Who has come?
Hariyar and Dayashankar have come.
What? Are you kidding? Hariyar and Dayashankar have come.
Yes, Jaggi, we are here. We are here to celebrate the festival with you.
What festival, brother? Flood has spoiled the entire crop this year.
Yes, brother, flood has ruined up this year.
Don't be disappointed. We are here for you.
Everything will be alright. By the way, where is Bharose?
I know where he is. Come on.
Toy seller, toy seller.
How are you, Bharose?
Look, Bharose, who have come?
Who have come? Oh, Harir and Dayashankar have come. Nice to see you after so long.
I am also glad to see you, Bharose. We are here to celebrate the festival with you.
How could I celebrate, brother? I couldn't sell a single toy till now.
Don't worry about it, Bharose. We'll do something.
By the way, did you all meet Bhima?
No, not yet. Where is Bhima?
He's selling vegetables in the village. Let's go and meet him.
Vegetable seller, vegetable seller, vegetable
Hello,
seller.
Bhima. How are you?
All good. Wow, you all have come today together. Wow, even Hariyar is also come. Not only me, Bhima, Dayashankar is also here. Wow, even Dayashankar is also come. That's so great.
Yes, Bhima, we are here to celebrate the festival with you.
What festival are you talking about, Dayashankar? I couldn't sell any vegetables.
Don't worry about it, Bhima. We'll do something.
Oh, that's great. Must have friends like you.
Hey, look at him. He is Dharmu, our old friend.
Hello, Dharmu.
Hello, where are you going?
We have come to meet you. Look, who else have come?
Oh wow, Hariyar, Dayashankar, Bharose and Bhima. So good to see you all. Where will come here?
We are here to celebrate the festival with you, Dharmu.
Oh, what festival, brother? I get little money to feed myself and I clean the roads the whole day. Festival is for people like you all.
Never mind. We will pay you for your services.
Oh wow, must have friends like you all.
By the way, do you all remember one of our friends, Jauri? Where is he?
I know where Jory is. Come.
सैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का सैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का.
Hey Jory, stop singing and dancing.
Why should I stop singing and dancing? The only way I can feed my children is from this profession. So I can't stop singing and dancing. By the way, where are you roaming around with this group?
Look who has come.
Who has come?
Our nappies dude, Hariyar and Dayashankar.
Oh, our friend Hariyar and Dayashankar have come?
Yes, and that is why we told you to stop singing and dancing to celebrate the festival of Diwali together.
Yes, festival is one which everyone should celebrate together. Oh, that's fine, but how? Look, let me tell you, we have everything with us. Jaggi and Gira will give us rice and chole. Bhima will give us vegetables. Bharose will give us toys for our kids. And Hariyar Seth will give us sweets and gifts. And I will give you money for all your goods. This is how everyone will have everything.
Oh wow, that's great. Must have friends like you all.
Oh, that's really good. सैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का. Wow, what a song, Jauri. सैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का. Oh wow, well sung. सैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का. भैया बने कोतवाल हमें डर काहे का. भैया बने सरकार हमें डर का
that was so meaningful. Living for others is the rule of nature. Each of us has to chip in to save this blue planet. To bring about change, the narrative has to change from I to we. This is the thought expressed through Team 8C to this superb act. We now invite 8C.
issues that we bring to your notice today, don't forget them when you step out of this amphitheater.
To bring about change, the narrative has to change from I to we. Change it now! Change it now! Change it now!
Meet Dipti. Have you heard of her? She is our age, but there is a difference.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
Deepti is an anti-child marriage advocate, and like children of her age, she doesn't just think of herself, but the world around her.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
And this has made all the difference.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
She is one of 13 members of an adolescent girls group formed 2 years ago in rural West Bengal. This group is called Kishori. The members of this group fight against child marriage.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
Kishori groups are safe spaces to talk about issues like gender discrimination and child marriages.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
During the pandemic, as the schools closed and communities struggled to survive, there was a spike in child marriage. Deepti came to know of such marriages happening in her district.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
She and her friends got more details about such cases and in tandem with the district officials stopped the marriage of minor girls.
Let there be light! Let there be light! Let there be light!
You know why she could do it? Because she put herself with those who are suffering and acted on what she felt was the right thing to do. To bring a change, it is important to think about others.
जिंदा है तो जिंदगी की जीत पर यकीन कर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतारेगा ज़मीन पर। तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदा है, तू जिंदा है।
We talk about this all the time and yet do nothing.
जिंदा है तो जिंदगी की जीत पर यकीन कर।
We continue to cut our trees and pollute our water bodies.
अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतारेगा ज़मीन पर।
Finish biodiversity, build concrete jungles and industries.
जिंदा है तो जिंदगी की जीत पर यकीन कर।
And look how we have changed the world.
अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतारेगा ज़मीन पर।
Is this the world we want to give to our future generation?
Don't just think. Talk. Do. Now. Change.
This is our world.
And each of us has to chip in to save this blue planet.
To save this blue planet. To save this blue planet. To save this blue planet.
On behalf of
this and think only of me.
This can only change if we transform the me to
We. And the United Nations World Food Program is trying to do just that.
It is providing life-saving food for millions of starving families all around the world.
It is on us to bring about the change and lead the world to zero hunger status.
किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द हो सके तो ये उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना इसी का नाम है, जीना इसी का नाम है.
That had a real deep message. Indeed, जीना इसी का नाम है.
The boys who enter the boarding school campus for the first time are a little apprehensive as they leave their cozy homes for the first time. But at Mayo, we welcome them with open arms. Team AD will be presenting a skit. It's we, not me, at Mayo.
Good evening. As we know, at Mayo, there are new boys coming. So there are also old boys to comfort them. So now class 8D will be presenting a skit based on the topic. It's we, not me. Scene 1. In the dorm.
Wait! What is this place? This is not what I imagined. I can't share a room with 7 people. A bathroom at least. What will I do?
Hey there, why are you looking so gloomy?
I'm not gloomy. It's just that I'm new.
So how are you liking Mayo?
It's good.
I feel like you're hiding something from me.
I'm not hiding anything. It's just that I'm not used to sharing things with other people.
Yeah, I understand. I felt the same way when I was here for the first time.
I don't think so. You've gone under the pain I'm going through right now.
No, you'll also make friends here and the teachers here are good too. You should indulge yourself in every activity.
My name is Shaurivardhan.
My name's Joe.
Scene 2. In the dining hall.
Why is it so crowded? It looks like a wedding. Just look at the food. This is not what I eat.
Hey, why are you so sad?
I'm not sad. It's just the food. This is not what I eat.
Oh, don't worry. Every day we have a different menu. Tonight we have dal, chawal, bhindi and kaddu ki sabzi.
Wait, what's kaddu ki sabzi?
Kaddu is a delicious dish. Try it, you'll like it.
Doesn't sound delicious at all.
Oh, wait a minute. We have gulab jamuns tonight.
You get gulab jamuns over here?
Yeah, do you want some?
Sure, if there is. It actually tastes good. Can I have some more?
Yeah, sure. Hey, stop, don't eat. There's a new boy and I think he's not liking the food. We should give him a gulab jamuns so that he doesn't sleep hungry. Here.
Thanks. I'm Shaurivardhan.
And I'm Nirman.
Nice to meet you. After this incident, I realized that Mayo is always we, never me.
friend. Another came up to me, said, "What's up, my buddy?" I told him that I was messed up badly. I don't need all this stuff, I keep it outside. But he said that gulab jamun was sweet tonight. I nodded my head for a go ahead. He got me five, took it from his friends. It's me, not me. It's me, not me. It's me, not me. It's me, not me. Next morning the boy put me up for him. He was quite nice till it was him. I told him that friend, I am not up for it. He said, "Hey man, that you look forward to it." It's me, not me. It's me, not me. It's me, not me. It's me, not me.
It's me, not me at Mayo. Thank you.
Yes, that is our mantra. It's indeed me and not me, and always has been. Now, Team 8E will be performing the song Count on Me by Bruno Mars.
I said the word to find you. If you ever you can see, I'll be alive to guide you. Oh, I know what they're made of. When we are all to help our friends in need, you can count on me. I want you.
that song by 8E had a deep meaning which suggests that there is always somebody looking after you even when you feel lonely or you feel that all the hope is lost from the world. When our beats and rhythm are synchronized, movements come together through the expression of dance and the group becomes one unstoppable force. Class 7 now presents a synchronized dance presentation on the best day of my life and Jailhouse Rock.
Come on
Wow, my heart is dancing and my feet tapping and the soul singing. That was a memorable performance, Class 7. We will now have the flag ceremony. May I please request you to read out the conference statement?
Thank you, Viraj. It's a great honor to read this statement. Here it goes. We are in it together. We rise and fall together. We win and lose together. We sail and sink together. Like a machine whirring with life, it's dependent on the smallest of its parts that make the larger whole. The wheel turns because of the hub and the spokes turn together. What matters in the end is we, not me.
I now request our conference secretaries, Ms. Ritu Natyal and Mr. Rajesh Soni, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear boys. Last few days have been spent in preparation of this major event, that is the Mayo Middle's Round Square Conference 2021. Even though the problems posed by the pandemic loom large, the sense of purpose remained unwavered and we were able to conduct the same in a befitting manner. This would not have been possible without the constant support and guidance of our director, Lieutenant General Surendra Kulkarni. And not to forget the very important supporting roles played by the Headmaster Senior School, Mr. Pramod Ranwaka, Headmaster Junior School, Mr. Pramod Chaturvedi, the officiating bursar, Colonel Rahul Rathore. We are thankful to our esteemed keynote speakers and resource persons, Colonel Grewal, Mr. Deepa Kiran, Miss Deepa Kiran, Mr. Rahul Khanna, Mr. Milind Chitnavis, Ms. Dhanashri Pandit, Mr. Satyajit Padya, and Mrs. Neetu Rathore for taking out valuable time from their busy schedule and adding value to this event. We also take this opportunity to thank the proctor, Mr. Prithvi Singh, Mr. Anil, and PWD department, Mr. Alok and sports department, Mr. Tarun and carpentry department, Mr. Vinayak and music department, Mr. Ripu Daman and horticulture department, the mess managers, Mr. Vashish and IT department, Ms. Abha and the media team. We would also like to mention the role of the teacher chaperones, liaison teachers, house masters, resident dames, and the domain heads who remain as the cornerstone of this event. We look forward to their continued support in our future endeavors as well. We also thank all the Bhaiyajis for their indispensable efforts, as without them, nothing would have been possible. May I now hand over to Mr. Rajesh Soni.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a big responsibility to thank somebody who were not in the list of Ma'am Ritu Natyal. Now, how to thank those? We must thank them for what we had asked them to do. But before that, let me thank them for many things which we hadn't asked them to do. So I am very, very thankful to my class 7 and 8 to create the noise at this amphitheater during all the performances and their practices. I must thank them for all the irritation they had given to Ma'am Nisha and Mr. Anurag Vinayak for not lining up properly for this song. I must thank them for all the mud and the paint they spilled on the ground and not on the surface which we asked them to put. Very important to thank them for the torture they had given to our resource persons to getting sign on their autographed notebook. I know Colonel Girewal must have been tired so much after making the national record, but he was tired more after signing their autographed notebooks. I will also thank them to make that gather yesterday at director's dinner. And I will thank them for all the chaos they made during the conference. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Because of that chaos, we have the life back in Mayo. And that's go Mayo. Can I hear from you? This side. Thank you. But let me thank them for what we had asked them to do. So very first, thank you so much to participate in that logo making competition, and that's the logo in front of you, gentlemen. I would request Nirpraj Jain, where you are, son? Here in the center, Nirpraj, he is the winner of the logo making. But also there were many efforts from Dev Jain, Athar, Tushiman, Rudraveer, Panaram Lakhani. To give them also big hand. I must also thank the flag bearers. I must have seen so much responsible they were to pick up their flag and to keep them in safe custody. Thank you so much, all the flag bearers. I must thank the team who make us to realize and think as we were actually part of a big boss house. They were always with their cameras all around. Right, so any act you are doing, they are catching you. So thank you so much, Manan. Thank you so much, Kedar. Thank you so much, Yuvraj. And thank you so much, Ryan Singh. I must also thank these young boys who had even made us when I'm saying the heavyweight people, to even jump from 2,000 millimeter high cliff during adventure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to put that hard work for the exhibition work. If you might have not seen them, please see it. It is just outside the amphitheater towards the temple side. So thank you so much to putting your hard work in exhibition. And thank you so much to enjoy the butter chicken and the pasta yesterday. So when I was thinking, who can be the best example for the theme which we have for MMRSC 2021? Think we, not me. So there are many who were the perfect example of that. I have seen this boy, Ganeem. Where you are, Ganeem? The teachers were talking about this boy hardly write anything during the examination, during the classes. But he has made us proud. He had participated in each and every activity with so much enthusiasm that he had proved that when we are we can do everything which we are not doing as only me. Thank you, Ganeem. So class 8. So thank you so much to being the delegate of MMRSC 2021. We will see you soon in the coming international conferences, or the service projects under the round square flag. Class 7, are you ready to become the delegate next year?
Yes, sir.
And class 6, are you ready to organize MMRSC 2022? Yes! Thank you so much. Go, ma'am.
May I request our chief guest, Ms. Kanchan Khandke, to come up on stage and give away the certificates to the boys. I now invite Ms. Agarwal on behalf of Class 7 to collect the certificate. And Kabir Bhaiya for Class 8.
May I request the chief guest to address the gathering?
Thank you. General Kulkarni, Director, Mayo College, Mrs. Kulkarni, Junior School Headmaster, Mr. Chaturvedi, Senior School Headmaster, Mr. Ranwaka, our esteemed and distinguished keynote speakers. I wish I was in a position to have attended your sessions because I can see how wonderful they were and how much the children enjoyed every moment of what they did, what they learned. Students, staff, and every member of the Mayo College family, thank you so much for inviting me for the valedictory function of the Round Square Conference for the middle section. Thank you so much. I think this evening has been very enjoyable, thoroughly enjoyable, and every skit, every dance, the music, which was really foot tapping to say the least, was absolutely, excellently executed, beautifully done. And honestly, behind the laughter, behind the stories, the choreography, the music, were very important messages for each one of us in the audience to take home. So thank you, children, for this very lovely evening that we have just witnessed. This conference, this is the third edition of this conference, is something which is very unique. It's a unique initiative, and in my opinion, it's a unique initiative not only because it is a simulation of a round square international conference, which some of you here after a couple of years will perhaps be attending. But for me, this is a unique initiative and a great initiative because it is a student-led initiative. And an initiative like this, you are blessed children, you are in an establishment, in an institution which gives you these opportunities and the learnings from which are great. You hone your leadership skills and you learn to organize. You learn so many things when you're doing all this. Perhaps you're not even realizing it now. But these are invaluable lessons of life which you take away from experiences like this. So for me, this has always been something which I laud Mayo College for. It's great, and do hope this tradition continues and continues. Class 7 leading a conference which is a simulation of a huge conference which usually happens annually is something very commendable. And class 8 as delegates. You know, when I was your age, I don't think our teachers credited us with any sort of leadership skill or would even think of giving us opportunities like this to organize events on such a large scale. But today we have that much faith, we have trust, the world has changed. You can truly think big, and what you have done is something which is fabulous. Right from the various sessions you've had, from the videos which I got to see, to the last flag past, which is there in a typical round square conference, you did it perfectly. So very well done. You know,
before I get on to something which I want to talk about for this conference, I have two things to say, one in a lighter vein and one in a more serious tone. The lighter one quickly. I want to give credit to our compares for having great presence of mind. After our chief guest has said so much, he was quick to grasp the idea and he said, "Sir, would you come and say a few words?" So thank you. Smart thinking, good scripting, and I am going to use a few words. But now, before I say what I have to say, on a very somber note, even as we celebrate what we do today, I also have lost a very dear colleague after midnight last night, a colleague of mine for the last few years, a teacher in Mayo College for many, many years, an old boy of the 74 batch, and for some of the things that Round Square represents, and what we used to call the Edinburgh Award Scheme in our times, now called the IAYP, a leader in re-establishing the IAYP scheme, a trekker at heart, a person fully devoted to community service, a former head of our history department who was still just a few months ago with us in school, has left us in the wee hours of the morning, and I request all of you to kindly stand where you are for a moment's silence in honor of Himanshu Pandey. Please be seated. This morning I was asked that since he passed away, do we make any changes to the schedule? And my immediate reaction was what I thought Himanshu would have wanted. And knowing a man of his die-hard spirit, and I mean, I don't know if blood was flowing through his veins, but definitely Mayo was. And I know what his reaction would have been, that the show must go on. And I think the greatest tribute we could have paid to him was by continuing with the conference in the way we did. And I think this evening, what all of you saw and what your parents will see tomorrow is a fine tribute to the man. He would have spotted leaders in you in various WhatsApp groups of our school. I'm getting messages of students who have known him, colleagues who have known him, his batchmates, all speaking about how he touched their lives and how he stood for certain values which may sound old-fashioned to many, but are the need of the hour eternally. Getting back to the last 3 days program, if there is one regret I have, it is this, that it has ended. I think for the last 3 days I was having a great time, but before these 3 days actually rolled out, I was having a miserable time. And when Mr. Rajesh Soni stood here and thanked all you guys for what you didn't do, let me also thank Rajesh Soni and Ritu Nautiyal for not giving me peace of mind. In the boarding houses, you have this rising bell and all these things. I don't need it with these people around me. All of us in good boarding schools like to extend the light out time and not go to sleep at that time. Again, they were very kind, they were very helpful. They allowed me to stay up long after the official lights out time in my life. But I can't only give them both credit, because behind them there were so many others making them do what they did. So and none of you have to feel bad, all the other staff members, take credit for your contribution to making my life miserable. Over the last 3 days, we've been talking about we, and an example of it is our collaboration with our sister school. And I'm very glad that it all worked out well, that both for the opening and closing ceremonies, we had the girls' school prominently represented. They are almost like, what Sikh warriors used to be called earlier. Ek sawa lakh ke barabar hai. We had to put up the whole school on one side, and they just had to put up on the first day Jyotika and on the last day ma'am. But as ma'am mentioned, the seeds of this idea of having this kind of conference was sown in 2016-17, when in January 2017, the two schools together hosted a global conference for the students of the middle age groups, and which went down exceptionally well and is still talked about in round square circles when I go around in my capacity as the regional trustee. And then this whole idea got conceived, and I think today I should pay tribute to someone who is not present, but was at the heart of making the Mayo Middle's Round Square Conference germinate from a little idea into an actual event. And in conjunction with Ritu Nautiyal, Mr. Yash Saxena, who is not here today with us and is in Sana. I am sure he has spent the last 3 days feeling horribly miserable because he couldn't have been part of this great event. And I'm sure, I have no doubt that behind the scenes he must have been following this through Ritu and through Mr. Rajesh Soni, moment by moment, as to exactly what is happening, because I know how much heart he put into making the first one happen, and of course the second one. The first one, the buzz went around, and many schools asked us if they could send observers here. So the second edition in 2019 had observers from some schools. Last year, many more also wanted to come, but of course we had to call it off due to the pandemic. And this year, we felt again, because of the pandemic, even as we do the conference, it's not fair to call outsiders. Let's do our own thing. Let's check once more if our engine is working smoothly. And I'm now extremely confident that next year I should be able to call as many observers from other schools as would like to come. And that I can say with confidence only because of what I saw you class 7 boys doing in organizing this conference. So congratulations to all of you. I feel sorry for the class 8 boys because you should have got this chance last year. And unfortunately you didn't, but at least you got a chance to be part of the delegations. And you would have got a sense of what goes into organizing such an event. It looks all very nice when it gets pulled off well in the end. But there are so many loose strings happening, and since music seemed to be the running theme through this conference, please understand that if the instruments don't come together in the correct order, you don't get a symphony, you get cacophony. And therefore, each person has to play his part so beautifully, selflessly, to produce that great symphonic orchestra that many of our keynote speakers spoke to you about. A lot of vote of thanks have been said for a lot of people, so I won't recount the list again. But I would like to say this to the students and to the staff here. I know many of you who have joined recently must be thinking that back to back we seem to be dying to organize events. Kabhi French festival ho raha hai, फिर German festival ho raha hai, kabhi Gibson debate ho raha hai. And what's wrong with this man? Why can't he leave us alone? Now remember, my job is not to leave the teachers alone. I only follow the good old principle of the song from Pink Floyd, which says, teachers, leave the kids alone. Okay, how many of you know that song? A brick in the wall. So my job is to let the kids alone, but not leave the teachers alone. Because what your teachers are doing for you now, children, please, you will never understand till you are here. And you step out of the portals of Mayo College, and you will remember this for a lifetime. I mentioned Mr. Pandey some time back. See the number of messages that are being flooded by his students, and each of them mentioning and how he touched their lives. So when you grow up and you've heard eminent old boys coming and speaking here, they always start by saying what this school gave them. And what this school gave them were two things. First, which was not in their hands, it was courtesy of their parents, they gave them a chance to come to Mayo College. But the second thing which is important is what the Mayo College gave them. And Mayo College gave them opportunities. Opportunities galore. What you all make of your opportunities is in your hand. And I can promise you this, that if you avail of all the opportunities available here, 24 hours are not enough in a day. And I'm not asking you to spend any time on studying. Without studying, there's so much to do. And if you do all the other things, then you will also study, don't worry. So my request to all of you who have not participated actively in many of the events and have been at home for long, now that you are back, take part in everything. And please, you will find that you will get better and better. Just yesterday, I published the final list of college monitors and appointed college captains and others. And I can tell you, many of those boys, I've seen them 5 years ago. Nobody would have put a finger on them and said, this guy is going to shine 4 or 5 years from then. And they have. Partly because of their talent, partly because of their self-belief, but most importantly, because of the belief your teachers had in them. So as you leave this conference today, please spare a thought for your teachers. Remember that your parents get exasperated and say, sir ya ma'am, aap isko kyun nahi bolte ho, ye punctual rahega, dhyan dega. Then they can't manage 1 or 2 kids. Imagine your housemasters are managing 60 or your class teachers managing 25. So spare a thought for them. They're doing a fantastic job for you. They're devoting round the clock kind of availability to you. And therefore, children, on behalf of all of us, and as you've often heard me say, I'm your senior most student in school. Let us collectively give a huge round of applause for all our teachers. So once again, I thank all the resource persons who are still here and haven't left. Let me assure you, you're all extremely eminent people in your field and you know it. But remember that this is an in-house event of one school. And we firmly believe that we have to deliver the best quality to our students. So we don't have to wait for a fancy international conference to ask eminent people to come here. Even this in-house event merits the best of the best, and I'm very proud to say that our team has chosen the best of the best to come here, and I'm extremely grateful to all of you for being here, and I think all of us will agree that each one of them was absolutely outstanding, and each one of them, at least in my heart, I would like to get them back again in school. Do the students agree? So thank you everyone, thank you very much. And last and not the least, ma'am, I had given you the option of going and sitting down. So whereas I was told, just say a few words, the temptation of keeping us sweating here was too much to give up. This is perhaps one of my longest speeches I've made in school. And they're all dedicated to you. So thank you very much, it's been lovely. I wish this event wasn't ending this evening, but all good things must come to an end. And I'm given to understand your teachers, and Mr. Dixit has been very kind. He's agreed that there will be no exam tomorrow morning. Thank you, Mr. Dixit. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Dear all, this is not the end, because we have something really exciting and the most awaited moment of the conference. Yes.
The making.
I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue, it came out a C6 or to green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the tree. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue, it came out a C6 or to green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the tree.
I'm in an elevator, it's going down, down, down. I spent forever with my feet on the ground, but not now, cause I don't wanna do the wrong thing. Guess I gotta go and get famous for doing nothing. Crack a smile, crack a smile. Stay a while, stay a while. Am I holding for applause? Is it gone? Is this on?
I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue, it came out a C6 or to green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the tree. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue, it came out a C6 or to green. I like vintage dresses when they fall just below my knees. I pretend I scraped them climbing in the tree.
I'm in the simulator, I'm doing A-okay, but every day is just rewinding me.
So ma'am, your question is, why so stressed? What's on your head?
Oh, too many things on my mind at the moment. Tomorrow we have keynote speakers coming, we have practice schedules, we have the rehearsals, the class rehearsals. There's so many things in my mind. I think the smile is going to come only after the conference.
So what's the physics behind MMRSC 2021?
Physics behind MMRSC 2021. Can you see that star thinking there?
Yes, sir.
It's not a star, it's planet.
Yes,
Which
sir.
planet it is? Venus.
Yes.
So see, the Venus is watching the practice, the moon is watching the practice, there is Jupiter and Saturn also watching the practice. So everybody is playing their role in MMRSC practice.
Convince myself I'm alive. Sometimes I think all I'm ever doing is trying to convince myself I'm climbing in the tree. I've got a record player that was made in 2014. Dyed my hair blue, it came out a C6 or to green.
I really like the song We Are the World, and it was the initial inspiration for this logo, and I'm very happy that a lot of people will wear my logo on their hoodies, and I am very happy that I got this opportunity because of MMRSC.
I'm in the simulator, I'm doing A-okay, but every day is just
Now, I request everyone to rise to the national anthem.